You say you want confidence. You say you want peace. You say you want to stop feeling fragile, then become hard to kill, mentally and physically. Because life is not gentle. Life does not care about your feelings, your plans, or your comfort. It applies pressure. It brings sickness, stress, betrayal, fatigue, and loss. It hits you when you are not ready. So if you want to survive, you do not pray for an easier world. You build a stronger man. Let me speak to you like a father speaking to his son. Being hard to kill is not a fantasy. It is not a costume. It is not reckless aggression. It is readiness. It is the ability to take a hit and keep moving. It is the ability to endure pain without collapsing into self-pity. It is the ability to stay calm when your heart is racing. It is the ability to keep thinking when everything in you wants to panic. A man who is hard to kill is not the strongest man in the room. He is the most durable, the most disciplined, the most prepared, and he is calm because he has earned that calm. He knows his body will not betray him under stress. He knows his mind will not abandon him under pressure. That is the goal, not to look strong, to be unbreakable. Now listen, weak men think survival is luck. Strong men know survival is a lifestyle. Every day you either build durability or you build decay. Every habit is either armor or rust. Every choice either toughens you or softens you. So if you want to become hard to kill, you must live like it. Not for a week, not when you feel motivated. You live it as law. Because one day, the storm comes, and whatever you built is what you will have. Let us start with the body. Your body is your first weapon and your first shield. If your body is weak, your confidence is fake, because deep down you know you cannot handle much. You can talk tough, but your nervous system knows the truth. So the first step to becoming hard to kill is simple. Build a body that can take work, not a body built for mirrors, a body built for survival. A body built for carrying weight, moving under stress, and lasting when the day gets long. Here are the pillars. Pillar 1 is strength. Strength is your base. Strength is what makes everything else easier. It makes you harder to injure. It makes you harder to push around. It makes you more capable when something must be lifted, carried, dragged, or held. Train the big movements. Push, pull, hinge, squat, carry, simple, heavy, consistent. You do not need fancy. You need repetition. A weak man avoids heavy work because it is uncomfortable. A strong man embraces it because it makes him useful. Pillar 2 is conditioning. Strength without lungs is half a weapon. If you gas out fast, you panic fast. If your heart rate spikes and you cannot control it, your mind becomes noisy. So you build your engine, you walk, you run, you ruck, you row, you climb. You do hard breathing on purpose, not because it is fun, because it teaches your body to stay functional under stress. A man with conditioning does not fear stairs, heat, or long days. He trusts his endurance. That trust becomes calm. Pillar 3 is mobility and durability. Stiff men break, brittle men tear. If you cannot move well, strength becomes danger to you. So you train your joints, you stretch what is tight, you strengthen what is weak, you build balance, you build posture, you build the ability to move without pain. Because pain drains your mind. It steals your patience. It makes you irritated. A durable body protects your peace. Pillar 4 is recovery. Most men want to be hard, but they live like fools. They train hard, sleep poorly, eat garbage, and wonder why they feel exhausted. That is not toughness. That is stupidity. A hard-to-kill man respects sleep. He respects hydration. He respects food that fuels performance, because he understands the mission is long. You do not build durability by burning yourself down. You build durability by training and then rebuilding. Sleep is not luxury. Sleep is armor. Pillar 5 is body composition and discipline with food. Excess fat is not just appearance. It is extra load on your heart, joints, and energy. It makes you slower. It makes you weaker under heat and stress. And being underfed and malnourished makes you fragile too. So you eat like a man on mission. Protein, real meals, simple, consistent. You control your appetite, because if you cannot control your appetite, you will not control fear. Self-control is one muscle. It carries into everything. Now, you might hear all that and think, this is just fitness. No, this is survival. When your body is strong and conditioned, your mind changes. You stop feeling like a victim. You stop feeling like you need saving. You walk different. You breathe different. You handle stress different. Because your body is no longer a liability. It becomes an asset. Now let us talk about the second half, the mind. Because many men are physically alive, but mentally dead. They are walking, breathing, working, but inside, they are weak. They collapse under criticism. They spiral under pressure. They break under boredom. They run from silence. They run from discomfort. They run from responsibility. A man like that is easy to kill without touching him. Life kills him with anxiety, with addiction, with distraction, with hopelessness. So you must become hard to kill mentally. That means you become hard to break, hard to manipulate, hard to shake, hard to pull off your mission. Here is how you build it. First, you train your attention. Attention is your life. Whatever controls your attention controls you. Weak men donate their attention to noise, endless videos, endless debates, endless entertainment. They cannot sit still. They cannot focus. Their minds are scattered and soft. So you do the opposite. You practice focus like a discipline. One task, one goal, no excuses. You sit with boredom without running. That boredom is a test. Most men fail it. If you pass it, you become dangerous in the right way, because you can work when others drift. Second, you build emotional control. Control does not mean you feel nothing. It means your emotions do not drive the vehicle. They can be in the car, but they do not touch the steering wheel. A hard-to-kill man can feel fear and still move forward. He can feel anger and still speak with restraint. He can feel pressure and still think clearly. How do you build that? You stop reacting. You create space. You breathe before you speak. You slow your body down on purpose, because your body and mind are linked. If your body is frantic, your mind becomes frantic. So you train calm, like you train strength. You practice it. You demand it from yourself. Third, you build stress tolerance. Men break because they live too comfortably. Comfort makes you sensitive. It makes you fragile. So you deliberately face discomfort. Not reckless, controlled. You train when you are tired. You do hard work when you would rather rest. You take cold mornings and hot days without complaining. You do the difficult conversation you have been avoiding. You handle the task you have been delaying. Every time you do that, you teach your nervous system a lesson. Pressure is not death. Discomfort is not danger. It is training. And once your mind learns that, fear loses power. Fourth, you build competence. This is one of the greatest mental armors a man can wear. If you are incompetent, you are anxious, because you know you are not ready. But if you are competent, you are calm, because you have proof. So you choose skills that make you useful. Work skills, communication skills, financial discipline, basic practical skills, problem solving, being able to fix what is broken, to build what is needed, to handle yourself. Competence creates confidence. Confidence creates peace. Peace makes you hard to kill mentally, because life cannot threaten you with the same fear. You know you can adapt. Fifth, you build moral clarity. A man without morals is unstable. He will betray his own standards when it benefits him. And that makes him anxious, because deep down he knows he cannot trust himself. A hard-to-kill man can trust himself. He keeps his word. He tells the truth. He does not live in hidden shame. Shame is a mental poison. It turns you into a coward. So you clean your life. You stop doing what you would be embarrassed to admit. You stop hiding. You align your actions with your values. That alignment creates inner strength, and inner strength is survival. Now I want you to understand something important. The goal is not to become reckless. Being hard to kill does not mean you chase danger. It means you prepare for danger, so you do not fear it. A coward avoids risk because he knows he is weak. A disciplined man manages risk because he is prepared. He is aware. He pays attention. He does not walk through life asleep. He does not numb himself. He does not live intoxicated by comfort. He lives alert, not paranoid. Alert, because awareness keeps you alive, and awareness begins with respect for reality. Reality says your health matters. Reality says your habits matter. Reality says your circle matters. Reality says your choices will have consequences. So live like a man who respects consequences. Now let me tie the body and mind together. When you train your body, you train your mind. When you lift heavy, you practice effort. When you run and your lungs burn, you practice staying present under stress. When you wake early, you practice victory over comfort. When you eat clean, you practice discipline over appetite. When you sleep on time, you practice leadership over your impulses. All of it is mental training. That is why I do not separate physical and mental toughness. They are the same war fought on different fronts, and the man who wins both becomes hard to kill. Now, let me give you a warning. This path will isolate you from weak men, because weak men hate standards. They will call you extreme. They will say you changed. Yes, you changed. You became harder to break, and that threatens them because it exposes their softness. Do not lower your standard to keep company. Better to walk alone with discipline than to rot with a crowd. Over time, strong men will recognize you. They will feel your stability. They will trust you. That is how brotherhood forms. Not from talk, from proof. Now, son, I want to talk about the final enemy. The enemy that kills more men than any external threat. Hopelessness. Hopelessness is when a man decides the fight is pointless, when he believes nothing will change, when he believes he is trapped. That belief kills men while they are still breathing. So becoming hard to kill mentally means this: you never allow yourself to surrender internally. You can be tired, you can be hurt, you can be disappointed, but you do not quit in your mind. Because the mind quits first, then the body follows. So what do you do when you feel hopeless? You shrink the battlefield. You do not try to fix your whole life in one day. You win 1 hour. You win 1 task. You win 1 workout. You clean 1 room. You make 1 good decision, and you stack those wins. That is how men come back from the edge, not with speeches, with action. Action rebuilds belief. Belief rebuilds power. Now let me give you the final lesson, the one most men never learn. Being hard to kill is not about surviving death. It is about surviving life, surviving boredom, surviving rejection, surviving stress, surviving responsibility, surviving the urge to escape, surviving the days when nobody cares. Because those are the days that break men. They break because they have no code, no discipline, no purpose. So you build it now. You train your body until it is a tool you can trust. You train your mind until it is a fortress, not a prison. You live clean. You live alert. You live disciplined. And when life hits you, you do not fold. You adapt. You breathe. You move. You handle what must be handled. That is what it means to be hard to kill, mentally and physically, not invincible, reliable, not fearless, disciplined, not loud, dangerous in a right way. So start today. Train. Harden your habits. Cut the poison. Sharpen your focus. Build competence. Build calm. Carry weight. Because the world will not get softer for you. But you can become stronger than it. That is the warrior's code. Discipline, power, legacy.